situation right now.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the players also pick up on that kind of energy, even though he's probably trying to manage the emotions or expectations. But sometimes just really firing up your troops and just getting the message out there that it's all important. And yeah, another missed opportunity. And the next games that they're playing, it's Suele, it's Kaiser Chiefs. He's talking about these are the games where we can collect points, but where and how? It has to be the approach and the game plan.
Yeah, but arriving and saying that, okay, you're looking at the remaining fixtures and already pinpointing where you can collect points, whereas they knew walking into this one, they're playing at home off of a good result in their last encounter, and they were like, this game is Sundowns' game, you know? Usually when you come up against top opposition, that's where you raise the level of play even more.
Yeah, you should. I mean, you should approach every game with the intention to win, regardless of who you're playing. And it kind of disturbs me a little bit if he was my coach smiling like this and telling us to go and enjoy what else we fight in relegation, I'll be very worried. And you're looking at all the fixtures that are remaining. Most of the teams he hasn't been beaten. So how then you have confidence that you're going to beat them, especially fighting relegation like that? And of course, you look at maybe the way they played in the first half, maybe you can take something from there. But the game is 90 minutes. So I think maybe the attitude as well from him needs to change if they really need to survive that, because you can only survive that by grit. And I don't see any grit from Collage.
Yeah, match day 21, and they are grappling for survival. Whereas Mamelodi Sundowns will say, yeah, that's more like it.
Yeah, more like it. It's consistency as they would have wanted to. They knew it was going to be difficult. Every challenge is to really break that defense.
Yeah.
They've done really well because at the moment, in as much as they are competing for 3 points, the numbers are so tight between them and the Orlando Pirates. It's improving that goal difference for them.
Yeah, it becomes important also to keep 0 behind like they did tonight. That will play a long way. And yeah, it becomes a numbers game between them and Orlando Pirates. But as much as has been said that you need to take one game at a time, and that's what Mamelodi Sundowns has done. Do your business and then looking forward to the next fixture.
Yeah, and you were spot on in terms of your prediction. Sundowns now have scored 2 or more goals in their last 5 matches against newly promoted sides. That's the impetus now for Mamelodi Sundowns, is try and score as many goals as possible. They made amends in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, you'll never, in the second round of the season, you hardly play a team that will play an open game unless maybe it's big team, Orlando Pirates versus Mamelodi Sundowns. But within this type of teams, you need to find a way, you need to keep probing. And in this instance, yes, early in the second half, normally Santos is the provider of those type of balls to Salas. And we spoke about the understanding between the two. And then once you have those type of runs, you can see how they got broken down, that defensive line. You can see even the line itself as well. So it makes it easier for the midfielders to make those type of runs. But Racing as well in the right place at the right time, being a number 10, getting to that midfield, getting to that penalty spot to be able to put the ball in the back of the net.
I think for me, it's just consistently rotating the ball, like Udwana says. Sundowns are a team that play with a lot of momentum, a lot of rhythm as well. And I think once they start hitting those right notes and finding their rhythm, it's easy to circulate the ball like that because it's the intricate touches, it's the combination play in tight spaces, and they've got the quality. Hence, it becomes so easy for likes of Racine as well to just use their quality in front of goal.
Yeah, Collage doing so well in that first half to really keep Sundowns at bay, you know, prevent them from scoring and have a shot here and there, you know, at goal themselves in the second half. Now with Sundowns in the lead, do you panic?
Yeah, you want to open the game a little bit because then you're chasing the scoreline, but also become very cautious and you don't concede more. You're playing home, you're playing with Mamelodi Sundowns, so it becomes a very tricky position, especially with the system that you deployed in the first half, that you need to absorb pressure as much as you can. So now once you score, because normally you have plan A, which is that one. Then plan B is then how then do you open up? You don't have the players to open up because you've used so many legs by shifting, you know, from side to side. It becomes a very difficult situation to play because even in transition, you don't have enough numbers to be able to travel Mamelodi Sundowns. So it becomes one of those issues or one of those games where you're just waiting for Mamelodi Sundowns to probe and just hoping for the best. And when you want to play, you want to challenge that teams, you need to find ways as to then look at, for instance, Mamelodi Sundowns are playing 2 right-footed centre-backs. Normally, they're not getting paired with each other, but you're not using that opportunity. Basadine hasn't been playing so much in the team. You haven't using those opportunities. So you find yourself in a position where you're only focusing on midfield of Mamelodi Sundowns, but yet again, you're allowing them to go out wide, but yet you're not putting pressure on the men on the ball. That's why the cross comes in. Even in the first half, Salas won the ball in the box, but he couldn't convert. Reyners as well. So you can't. You need to decide then what type of defense you need to deploy, because you can't just say the low block and then you allow the balls to come inside the box.
Yeah, we spoke about Reyners as well, and the fact that he was going to be pushing here. Always important to minimize what? Mistakes. The foul, when it did come, you thought it was a bit soft.
Yeah, of course, because I guess the whole idea for Modise was to make sure that he gets to the ball first, get that crucial touch, and then obviously Mphahlele is very late. No intention, obviously, to draw that foul, but once you're in the box, any little touch just becomes one of those decisions.
Yeah, you look at the way also the penalty was formed. It's from the cross from Salas from the right-hand side. Every player for Obi is congested in that midfield. You can tell that it is the system or maybe the strategy that they had. But then the ball comes inside the box. Modise making sure that, like Toki said, finding himself in that position. And Reyners, so we spoke about the confidence that he has, adding into the tally of the goals that he had this season. And obviously is building into that first berth of being the striker that he really Mamelodi Sundowns are going forward with.
That's right. So now, same number of goals as Junior Dion there. We did say that he's going to be chasing that accolade.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes in open play, he might not get the opportunity, but if the mandate is simple, everyone is really probing him and to really try and get that goal-scoring opportunity. Stepping up for penalties is just a lot of pressure at the same time, but Reyners, I think, is highly concentrated, and that just makes it so much more interesting for that battle between him and Dion.
Yeah, and something to be said as well about those two players, of course, that have got the top goal scorers. They've also got the most goal contributions in the league.
Yeah.
Interesting, yeah.
Becomes important, and I think one of those days where just the striker being based and judged on number of goals that you score. There's a lot of attributes that striker can have onto the game, and once you have a little bit of assist there and there, you're also adding to the arsenal that you have. You're not just dangerous in scoring goals, but also allowing your teammates able to score. So that's a good trait to have as a striker.
Yeah, when you're talking about contributions, when you're talking about assists, there's a name that stands out in that Mamelodi Sundowns lineup is Ayanda.
Ayanda, usually this time of the season, this is where we see Mamelodi Sundowns hit their stride. Just tell us about this particular period where it is such a tight contest.
Yes, what you say is very important moment for all the teams, and we have a good fight, good opponent in the other side. And yeah, we need to focus in our game, in our behaviors, and yeah, go game by game.
And the planning as well is very different because now the coach is trying to keep everyone fresh. How are the players taking it in with regards to the rotation and team selection?
Yes, we are in Sundowns and we have a good squad and all the players have the quality for play. So I think everyone is preparing. Today we showed and on Friday we have another one. And so now it's time to recovery, go back to Johannesburg, our home, and stay ready for the next one.
Do you believe that this is the type of season where Mamelodi Sundowns might have to just dig a bit deeper with regards to the way things are unraveling? Or do you believe that it's going to be one of those seasons again where we know that they've got the quality and they can see this through?
Yes, what I said to you, we're in Sundowns. We're always looking for all the trophies. We always look for the excellence. So, yeah, we need to go game by game, focus in the next one, and keep going together. I think this is the most stronger, powerful we have now, and ready and be ready for the next one.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that question being asked, right? Because we always, you have last season as a reference point, right? And we're asking, okay, as compared to last season at this stage, do they have enough to see them successfully defend the title?
I think they do have enough, but also give credit as well to other teams as well that are pushing Mamelodi Sundowns. I think it's something that we're speaking about for all these years, that who's going to push Mamelodi Sundowns. And as things stand, you look at the acquisition that Orlando Pirates has made and look at how they perform also in the league. So this is what we've been asking for so many years. So, of course, it requires that Mamelodi Sundowns, with the quality that they have, to dig a little bit deeper because we look at the numbers as well, but also with the quality that they have. they can actually go on and win every game that they play. But it's just now the problem is about the numbers now, because which is something that we've never accustomed to in such a long time. So it's going to be very interesting to see then who keeps Zero behind, because Orlando Pirates also now they have the pressure, because I'm sure they watch the game. They also they know that tomorrow they have a duty to perform, because they also want to see themselves at the top of the log.
Oh, yes. We talked a lot about the goals that Mamelodi Sundowns scores, but there's another added plus in terms of the victory today. They came into this encounter in Rustenburg having not kept a clean sheet in their last 2 games. They did so today.
It probably was very important for them. And I mean, we're speaking about the squad depth and the squad rotation in the team. And therefore, players like Ronwen Williams, he gets to keep his starting berth in the lineup. And the centre-back pairings change now and then. The defensive back four changes now and then. And therefore, that's why they have to tap into that squad depth. And it becomes important to continue the consistency of keeping the clean sheet. So players like Ayanda, for me as well, when they have to take a little bit of rest, the likes of Modise step in. So this season, for me, I feel like it's much more of a collective effort where players certainly have to step up when the main starting 11 needs to take a rest, because there's other competitions that seem to be much more important.
Yeah, teamwork, more of a collective effort. I think those are key words that are being mentioned a lot in that Mamelodi Sundowns side. And I'm sure it's sentiments that are also going to be echoed by a lot of the players. Let's hear from Moren.
Tapela, these are the type of games where Mamelodi Sundowns will certainly have to grind out results, and they're going to be coming a lot in the Betway Premiership.
Yeah, most importantly, we have the right mentality. And to be honest, whoever gets in the field of play, he delivers for the team. It's all for the team, for the supporters, and yeah, also for us.
Also for you, you have to come off the bench to try and conjure up some magic to ensure that this team plays very well.
Yeah, it's true. The most important thing is when you're sitting on the bench, you have to look at what's happening on the pitch, so that when you come, you try and help the team to change the tempo and to get the information right from the coaches to inside the pitch. And yeah, it's what we've been doing very well, like getting the starters and the finishers in the team.
Talking about that, just the difference with regards to the players that the coach is selecting to get that right momentum, because he's going with a lot more different pairings because of the fixture congestion.
Yeah, I think also it's managing everyone in the team, and to be honest, everyone is doing well at training, and it's now the opportunity to show, and everyone is lifting his hand up to give the best to the team. Whoever gets in the pitch, everyone support him, and we do very well from outside and inside.
Thank you, Tavela.
Thank you very much.
Love that. So all of the players very well aware of what the plans are. Squad rotation, biding their time. If they get called, coming on from the bench, they're ready to get the job done.
Yeah, and you look at every season, come this time of this season, it's always crunch time whenever you play in Champions League, cup competition, also chasing the league honors. It's just that this time is different because then the numbers you're chasing, Orlando Pirates is chasing you as well, so they always interchange in that position as well. But always you have to tap into, because this is the time where you have to tap into the squad depth. That's why it becomes so important for Mamelodi Sundowns. And this time around, you're not just tapping on the squad depth, you also need to win games. You need to make sure that the players are ready, and you want the players also to be, when given a chance, to be able to show how ready they are and to raise their hands, so that you can have a nice headache as a coach, not knowing as to who to start. But then again, there's a type of games where you need to go. Maybe sometimes you don't have to play pretty, you just need to grind the results and get out.
Oh, yeah. Well, we just got started in terms of midweek action in the Betway Prem. It continues tomorrow. We'll let you in on what you can expect from the encounters there.